Hey, how y'all doing? I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for sharing your time with me again. I'm just still working away, trying to sort things out, trying to figure out what I'm doing, not just with painting, but just exposing life in general. Just, like I said, still really wrecked about what's going on in my life. Tired of picking up the pieces of it again and having to put it back together because people who I screwed around and trusted knifed me in the back. Like I said, it's one thing about this fella. He's taught me, man, I ain't never gonna make another friend in my life. Friendship has only ever brought me betrayal, and I just can't take it anymore. It's too much. It's like I'm out here busting my hump for what, man? I mean, seriously, you if you knew where I worked and the people around it, the people who really knew always made a joke that it was like a cult like following that I had for him. Like it was like a cult the way I spoke about him. I revered him, and it was, man. I was devoted to him. You know, he had my trust and my admiration. I was his warrior. I did whatever he wanted. But that wasn't enough. The hard work that I did for him wasn't enough. Everything I gave him wasn't enough for him to not beat on me. Because for whatever reason, my whole life, people who've been my friends have always had to either emotionally or psychologically beat me around. And I honestly believe it's because I come across so timid, so people think I'm just weak. And then I just take it because I can. I mean, I can take a lot of freaking abuse. But it's like, just because I can take a lot of abuse, man, does that mean I should? You know, where's the line? Why am I always getting beaten by my friends simply so they can make themselves feel better? And I honestly believe it 100%. It was just so because he was feeling upset about not having money issues and yada yada, whatever. But I mean, he was making them. He was making his own money issues because he couldn't do things slowly. He had now. He had to rush everyone now. And it's like it didn't matter how hard I tried. He needed something to hit, and I looked like something that was hittable. And it's like even when because we had a quick email exchange, and even in that email exchange, first of all, it was like pulling teeth just to get him to say I'm sorry. But even after he kind of did give a half-hearted apology, he finishes off by saying, "I could have treated you better." He's like, I'm sorry that I, you know, overlooked you, took me for granted, or treated you like a punching bag. I mean, he literally said those things, that he overlooked me, he underestimated or took me for granted, and said the word punching bag. And then he follows that up with saying, I could have treated you better. No, bro, you should have treated me better. You should have never treated me that way in the first place. It's like, how hard do I have to work to not get treated like somebody's punching bag? And the crazy thing is, that stupid book right there that I wrote, if you read chapter 3, and that's what this guy right now doesn't understand. I'm writing a second book now. I don't want to. I hate the physical act of writing. I do. It just sucks so bad for me. I'm not a writer. But it's this idea I have for a culture engine of how to rework a corporation to work for the needs of the many instead of the few. And it's like I said, I got all these freaking ideas in my head, but nothing to do with them. But either way, this guy is going to be the big bad evil guy in the book. He's going to be the chapter 3 guy. In this book, it's Obi-Wan Arnold. But I haven't figured out what name I'm going to give him yet. But the story of where I worked, it's all going to be in there, man. It's like he just got himself a front row seat into one of my books because it's too much, man. It's like I don't get. Like I said, the brutality of what freaking Obi-Wan Arnold does to me in the book was just vicious, and him too. It's like that's the worst part about it now. I told him everything. I was honest the whole way. I told him that I was breaking down. I told him that I was spinning, circling the drain. I told him that. I mean, he knew that my mental health was in shambles. But in the letter, he's like, "Oh, I care about you, so I gave you a week off, to help, so you can seek help and work your depression." It's like, hold up, homie. The day I come back from that week off, you ambushed me, and he did. That's what happened. The day I came back from a week vacation, he freaking just. I remember seeing like a tiger walking back and forth, ready to pounce on me. And once he did, I mean, it was just relentless. It was just a freaking brutal attack. And the crazy thing about me is, like, with all these different versions I have, the one that he engaged that day couldn't take it, and he killed it. I've never had someone outside of my body kill one of my versions with me before, but I've done it plenty. It's just, He doesn't understand what he did. He thinks it's about pride. It wasn't about pride. It was about pain. He doesn't understand the pain he caused me that day. I don't know. I'm still coming to terms with it. I'm going to need a minute. Thank you. I appreciate you listening to me, and I hope I'm not wasting your time. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you.